CJ, where'd you see your greatest growth this year?
Free throw line. I think that just all around, just got stronger, understanding the game a little bit better, taking advantage of our staff, watching film, and figuring out ways I can be more effective and more efficient from an offensive standpoint. Just defensively understanding angles a little bit better, trying to get better at the chases on staggers and pin downs, and obviously guarding guys like J.J. Redick in the playoffs and Clay, you get different looks. You know, a lot of constant movement, a lot of pin downs, curls, handoffs, and things like that. So just trying to figure out ways to be more effective in that. And just from a mental standpoint, after you go through a full season, you kind of figure out, you know, how to approach, you know, the day-to-day life off the court, how to spend your free time, you know, when to get treatment where, and when to kind of relax, and when to shoot, and when to kind of take a day off. So I think that as you get more experience in the NBA, as you get more years, you kind of figure out how to take better care of your body.
CJ, what was this team missing this year?
That's a tough question. I think consistency was big for us. We struggled in the beginning of the season. We had a lot of lulls. We lost a lot of close games, losing to bad teams under 500. And good teams don't do that. Good teams don't lose to the Sixers. Good teams don't drop those type of games early in the season, especially at home. You know, double overtime games or up 5 with 40 seconds left. Those are supposed to be winnable games, even when they break down the percentages and chances to be winning. You're not supposed to lose those type of games. So that hurt us. I felt like, you know, besides the inconsistencies with our play, closing out games was something we struggled with. And I mean, you've seen that in the playoffs. Obviously, the competition was different. The scenarios and situations were different. But being able to close out games, being able to play better the last 5 to 7 minutes of the games is crucial for winning basketball, especially late in the season. And we didn't do that the entire season.
How would you describe where this franchise is, like looking into the future, going into next year, the trajectory that it's headed?
I think that we have a lot of good pieces. Obviously, Nurk's addition has helped us a lot. That was a very good move, and he showed some promise in the 21 games he played, and showed his ability to be versatile and do some different things for us. So he's going to be a crucial piece, and I think overall we just have to continue to get better individually, continue to work throughout the summertime and take advantage of these next 5 months heading into September. That's going to be crucial for us, just continuing to figure out ways to improve, ways to become that much more efficient with movements in play. And I think that we're heading in the right direction. Obviously, you know, you never want to get swept in the playoffs. You never want to lose on your home court, and we did both those things. But it's something you can learn from, learning from a team who's shown flashes of greatness. You know, consistently the last 3 years they've been excellent. You know, historically one of the best teams to ever play, and to show that, you know, how to play the game, how to do things the right way. Obviously, they execute well. They go on runs, and they may not play perfect basketball. They make mistakes, but they play a certain brand of basketball to where it's infectious. So you want to kind of build that chemistry with your own teams as you see it continue to evolve. So I think that's what we need to do. We need to continue to get better and continue to study other teams that are great. You know, the Spurs and those type of franchises that win consistently every year, and that's how you can build winning basketball.
As part of your self-reflection, what can you look at from the beginning of this year that could have prevented this team from having such a poor start?
I mean, I'll have to go back. I usually go back and watch the games over again and just kind of figure out ways to be better. But overall, I think I could have been a better leader. I could have done some things differently, and that comes with development and maturity. And as you get older and start to understand the game better, then you get more comfortable with saying certain things and doing certain things. And I think that'll come in the future. But overall, I think I could have been a better player. Overall, I could have offensively been better. Defensively, I could have been better. I could have made better decisions in crucial moments of the game and throughout the entire game, because the possessions are that much more magnified. You know, when you go look back at a game 20 and game 15, and, you know, did I make the right decision on certain plays, or I could have done things better, and that kind of carried over to, you know, other games. And then you get to the end of the season, you're playing in the playoffs, and you have crucial turnovers and crucial moments. You have to build consistency throughout the season. I think I could have done that better.
How much is being a better leader a priority for you?
No, it's definitely something I want to work on, but I think that as a player who's, you know, gone through different phases of the spectrum from a player standpoint, from playing to not playing, being in the suit. You kind of figure out, what good leaders look like. You figure out what was effective for you when you were a younger player, what was effective for you when you were in high school and college, and you try to steal those certain things. So as I've, collected those experiences and memories, I kind of understand now how to say certain things, how to empower people in certain situations, and just continue to figure out ways to make people around me better.
What does a good leader look like?
I think that it depends on what eyes you're looking from, but I think a guy who doesn't put himself above the team, a guy who, isn't afraid to organize events and organize things outside of basketball, a guy who, works as hard as the 15th man. I think those are signs of good leaders, and a person who isn't afraid to take criticism. And I think that I have all those qualities. I'm not afraid to ask a guy like Shabazz for advice, or ask, coaching staff, how I can be better, what I need to work on, and I can take tough love and tough criticism just because of the way I was raised. So just figuring out ways to, speak when you should speak and be quiet when you shouldn't, and allow others to do certain things. So I think that, obviously Dame's a very good leader. There's some very good leaders across the NBA, and as you continue to play and experience certain things, you get more comfortable. And I think going into my 5th year, I'll be a better overall player because I'm going to work, and that's what I do. But I'll also be a better, more mature person because of the experiences I've collected over the course of these last 4 years.
What teammate impressed you the most this year?
Well, I work with Dame every day, so I expect greatness from him. So I say Nurk, just because I didn't know what to expect, and obviously I didn't play the full season with him. But it's unique when you have an unknown. I didn't really watch the Nuggets as I watch Will. I didn't really watch the Nuggets closely. But I just seeing, the development he's made from, you get a label in the NBA. They give you a label, a stereotype based on perception, or maybe somebody doesn't like you and they spread rumors about you. So you get a label, and I think he had a label coming to our team, and we didn't know what to expect. And obviously, Mason was a good player for us. We really liked him. He was versatile. He was a team player and played as hard as anyone that I've ever seen. So when you lose someone like that, you feel down. You're like, dang, why are we making changes? So you don't really know what to expect. And then when a guy comes in, Nurk's got a bubbly personality. He doesn't lack for confidence at all. And he works hard, and he plays the game the right way and has a good understanding of the game, but he's only 22 years old. So just being able to see that kind of come together for him, and then, how well he was playing up to the point where he got hurt, there's a lot to look forward to.
How does adding a guy like Nurkic change the perception looking forward for you guys, the optimism? And is there a different feeling at the end of this year than there was at the end of last year?
Well, the way we got beat last night, it was definitely different than last year, just because of how things panned out, how things played out. But I think with a guy like Nurk, he's very versatile, and in order to win this NBA in this league, you need an interior presence. You need somebody who you can throw the ball to, and I think you look at a lot of the teams that are successful. Starting with the team that won the championship last year, they had a guy like Kevin Love who was a big man, but he was versatile, able to pass, can shoot, can do a lot of different things and rebound outside of his area. And that's crucial to have success. You look at the Warriors with Draymond, he's not necessarily an interior scorer, but he's an interior presence. He can pass off the pinch post, and he defends the basket well. So you can't win at a high clip without an interior presence. I think he gives us that. And in terms of what to look forward to, you've seen his impact in Game 3, even at 55, 60%, not even being able to jump and walk without a limp. So when he's healthy, I think we're going to be very good, but it's just about us working. We got to put time in and understand that nothing's going to be given to us. Obviously we have a huge payroll, and I see you guys write about it all the time and talk about it. So the other guys in the NBA are aware of that too. So that's an extra bullseye on your back.
CJ, when you look back on the season, will you remember those games you guys dropped in December and November, or the way it ended in the playoffs?
I will remember all of it, because that's just how I'm wired, how I'm programmed. I remember the highs, the lows. I remember the 2 for 12, the 4 assists throughout the entire playoffs. I remember all that stuff because it's fact. It's factual. I experienced it, and it helps. It helps you, motivate you. Obviously, you find some extra motivation from it, and then you kind of figure out how you can get better. And that's what I'm all about, figuring out ways to get better, figuring out ways to gain an advantage. And consistently, I've improved at something. Since I was 10 years old, I figured out a way to get better at something, get more efficient at something. And I've become a good player, but I want to become a great player. I know there's a lot of things I have to work on to get there, and I look forward to the challenge, going through the struggles, because that's when success is that much sweeter. And I think that it's good for the character.
Couple more questions and we'll wrap that.
What do you make of Myers?
What do you mean, what do I make of Myers?
Where he's at in his career, what's going on with him?
I think Myers he's a good guy. He's one of the most genuinely nice people I've ever come in contact with. Obviously, this was a tough year for him, going through injuries, trying to recover from the shoulder issues he went through, and then the other injuries he had throughout the season. But I think overall he has a lot of talent, he has a lot of capabilities, and obviously his athleticism and things of that nature are off the charts. But he has to continue to work. He has to continue to put his time in and really dedicate himself to this game. And I think when he does that, the results will come.
Okay, wrap it up there. Thank you, CJ. See you.
Thanks, TJ.
Thank you, guys. Have a great summer.